YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with a new series that we'll do every single week for the NFL, along with our recaps, updated power rankings, predictions, score predictions, college football predictions, plenty more. All of that every week, along with this new series, Locks of the Week, where I'd give you my locks in terms of straight up, spread picks, over-under picks, and upset picks. Locks for all of those every single week. So a lot to go over here, and hopefully you can join us for the rest of the NFL season with all of our content. Like I said, straight up picks and score predictions, 2 different videos already on the channel, pretty popular ones, so check them out if you haven't seen them yet. You also can get extra content if you go to that link towards the top of the description, patreon.com/thegoathouse. It brings you here. A couple different things you can join. You can join our Discord. You can join our Pick'ems League before it's too late. Games start tonight. Recording this on Thursday night here. So a lot you can join pretty cool. The Discord's a lot of you in there already. It's real cool. But then you can get bonus videos too. This is just bonus content from us. We already have the NFL record predictions for every team up there. It's a bonus video you can possibly get. And we're always working on different type of things here. That's what you see here. We're working on a new outro. So behind the scenes, bloopers, even good takes are on there. And constantly this stuff will be added. Random stuff, NFL videos, behind the scene videos, just any kind of content will be added here. So this is extra, what you don't see on the channel that you guys can get. So please check it out. Patreon.com/thegoathouse, link in the description. It's towards the top of the description. 40K is our subscriber goal. Please help us out by subscribing. Like I said, full football coverage here, NFL, college football. So hopefully you can join us, turn notifications on, click the like button, and check out our Twitter. All that much appreciated. First lock is a straight up lock. Who will win this week? Who's my guarantee? Even though it's week 1, and I'd say bet at your own risk, because not just some years, every year week 1 has been, I like to call it mysterious. You know, it's been odd, very odd every single year. You can't have any takeaways off week 1 ever, really. You can't predict the future. So it's a weird year. A weird week, I should say. Even this year, I think it'll be. But I do have the Cowboys winning, and I think if I had to pick a lock this week just for a team to win, it'd be the Cowboys. You know, they get Zeke back in there. They got quite a few guys back locked up in there. You know, I know they don't have Dak, but he's fine with playing through this year, and then he'll get his extension next year. But getting Zeke back in there, they all got to be fired up, and having a home game against a rival, the Giants, I think that's big time momentum for them. I also think for the Giants to win, it's going to be running the ball. For them to win offensively, it's going to be running the ball, and Saquon's great. You know, he's going to be great this year, possibly the best running back in football. But I mean, he'll have a good amount of yards, but he's not going to run all over the Cowboys where it would be a carry win for him. You know, so I like the Cowboys in this one. It is tough going with a rival game, I guess, but I just got a feeling. Got to go with the gut a lot of these times. So that's my straight up lock. We'll take a look at a spread pick that I like, and again, I'm doing this video every week, but I'd like to stay away from week 1 sometimes just because it's week 1. But I like the Bengals plus 9.5. I have Seattle winning that game. I did my score prediction, so you can go check that video out and see what my scores were for every single game for that Cowboys. See how much I had the Cowboys winning by the Bengals. I had them losing, but I had it very close. And then we also had a straight up picks video with multiple perspectives from the Goat House. So you can get a lot of different opinions, perspectives on things. So I would recommend checking those out if you haven't seen them. But the Bengals plus 9.5, why do I think it'll be closer? Now, I'm not guaranteeing that it's going to be super tight, but I do know that the Bengals start seasons off good. You know, I know their offense line's a little beat up. AJ Green's out. Tyler Boyd's a very good receiver. Dalton seems to play good early in years when he's healthy. And we don't really know what to expect from this offense. It's a little bit of a different playbook, different play calling, and it's hard to game plan against that. Hard to game plan against something you don't really know. We don't really know what the team's about yet, especially in week 1. And the Bengals can score. You know, when Dalton was healthy, they can score. I think Joe Mixon runs all over the place in this game. Jaron Reed being out for Seattle, that's a big loss. I think Joe Mixon runs all over the place. But I do think Chris Carson and the Seattle Seahawks run all over the place on the Bengals. So what does that mean? Clock will run, and the score should be tight as long as one of these teams doesn't get crazy ahead early, which running the ball, I don't think so. I think the 2 running backs go off. I think the game comes close. The Bengals can win the game. Like I said, Jaron Reed being out for Seattle is big. The Seahawks are better, don't get me wrong, but this game I think will be close. So that's a lot of points in my opinion. The Bengals get 9.5 points. I like that one. I have another one. Some weeks there'll be one. Some weeks there'll be quite a few. I have another one here. The Chiefs minus 3.5 versus Jacksonville. The Chiefs just got too much offense. I think good defenses can slow down the Chiefs but not stop them. So Jacksonville can slow them down. I don't know if their defense is quite as good as it was last year. That not having Telvin Smith in there is, they take a hit. Pass rush looks good from the outside, not really the interior. But the Chiefs will get going offensively. And I know Ramsey, the best corner in football, is going to shadow Tyreek Hill. But I think it's easier for a guy like Ramsey to shadow DeAndre Hopkins, even though DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in football. To shadow a shifty, speedy, quick guy like Tyreek Hill. I mean, I played corner myself. I'd rather take the bigger guy, even though I'm undersized. I don't want the guy that's faster than me. So I don't think that's. I mean, obviously Jalen Ramsey's probably the one guy you would want to shadow somebody, but I just don't think that's slowing him down at all. I really don't. I think Damian Williams will be a factor in the run and the pass game. -3.5, very little. I like the Chiefs. I know it's in Jacksonville. I like the Chiefs, though, that they should win by more than this. You can check out the score predictions, see how much I had them winning by, but I'm pretty confident in the Chiefs. But it is week one, mysterious week one, as I like to call it. The next one we're looking at, I'm taking a look at some over-unders. I like the over in this Lions-Cardinals game. Multiple reasons here. The Cardinals is just one of those weird offenses that you just don't know how to game plan against. I'd rather play the Cardinals anywhere in the season. I guess later the better. But anywhere than week one, because I don't have any film on Kingsbury. I mean, what am I going to go watch? Texas Tech's offense? Maybe. I don't really have any film on Kyler Murray. What am I going to go watch? Lincoln Riley's offense? I guess maybe. I mean, you really no way to game plan against this. The one thing in the Lions' favor on defense is that the Cardinals' offensive line's a little rough, and you can blitz Kyler Murray. And the Lions are a pretty good blitzing team. That's why I picked them to win, but I think it'll be close. But pretty good blitzing team, but I still think the Cardinals have a game plan to kind of throw the Lions off, and maybe early in the game, and they'll have some quick throws. I also think even though the Lions will do a good job blitzing, that doesn't mean they're going to get Murray every time. I think Murray can escape sometimes. So I think they'll score a lot of points just because it's impossible to game plan on an offense like that. But the Lions will score a lot of points. I got them with 30. You can check out the score predictions once again. But I had the Lions with 30 points. I think that could be bottom line because this defense is rough. The run defense being rough is expected for the Cardinals, but the pass defense is expected to be decent, but then without Patrick Peterson, I'd say not so fast. I think the Lions will be able to throw on them early, throw all over them with the weapons that Stafford has, Galladay and Marvin Jones, who I like a lot, and now they have weapons at tight end, two of them actually. I really like Hawkinson. And then so they'll get up, and then they'll use Kerryon Johnson, who should be able to run all over this team. And they do have C.J. Anderson as well. So I see this well above 46.5. Again, week one, pretty weird, but it's my gut feeling. 46.5 seem very low. So again, I had the Lions winning, but I think it could be close, back and forth, high scoring. Either way, I'm confident the Lions will score a lot of points. Maybe there's a chance I could be wrong that the game plan will throw teams off early in terms of the Cardinals' offense. I know there's a chance that I could be off on that, but I know the Lions. I would be very surprised if they didn't score a lot of points. I really would be. But the Lions' defense struggled early last year too, so that's something else to keep in mind. Another over/under I like is the Patriots Steelers in New England. 50 is I like going over the 50 is what I'm saying here. I think both teams score. I was surprised how low this was. I think both teams score in the 30s. Maybe that's a little bit of a hot take that both teams score in the 30s, but I really didn't feel like it because I do my score predictions before I see the lines or the over-unders, just so nothing messes with my head. So I try to get as accurate as possible. So I think both teams can score in the 30s. I think the Steelers do have a good pass rush to try to slow that down, but I mean, it's the Patriots offensive line, it's the Patriots, quarterback Tom Brady, the best of all time. It's the Patriots coaching staff and game planners and Bill Belichick. They always have something, and the Steelers secondary is on the weaker side. I think really good teams could expose that. Some teams really can't because their front seven's so good. So I think the Patriots at home could maybe not expose, but do very well against it. And the Patriots also have a very good running game. I'm expecting to be the best running game of in the NFL this year. That can potentially open up the passing game in this game. I think the passing game could be a little better than the running game in this one. And the Steelers, why they'll score, I think a high-powered offense, they'll come out firing on all cylinders, I think, this year. And the Patriots, I'm not so sure about their pass rush. Losing Trey Flowers, getting Michael Bennett. They lost interior pressure as well. I think it takes a hit. It could get back to where it was as the season goes on. But right here in week one with, they're a little weaker in the interior D-line, and then, Trey Flowers was used to this team, and then him being gone, and Michael Bennett, who could potentially be better than Trey Flowers, but I just don't know about right away. So for that reason, Big Ben, I think, will have time, and they do have Winovich too, but how much of an impact is a rookie going to make right away? I'm not saying he's going to do nothing, but I think Big Ben will have time. I think he'll be able to throw the ball downfield. I think you can run on the Patriots too, because I can talk about the interior D-line isn't the greatest. They do always have guys stepping up, but it's week 1. Will those guys? It's not really the time those guys really step up. So I think a shootout here in New England is my prediction. Last year there was randomly crazy shootouts when you didn't expect them, and then there was randomly games like this. There was no scoring, which was very strange, but it didn't happen in week 1. So something weird could happen, but I just see this as a very low over/under, and that's why I said over. And then I always take a look at the upsets of the week. I want to take a look at the upsets of the week every single week. There's not the greatest ones this week for me, even though I know one will happen because it's week 1. But I put 2 up here because, according to the line, me picking the Bills, that is an upset because the Jets are favored by 3. I just don't really feel like that feels like the biggest upset. The one that feels more like an upset is actually a team that's favored somehow. Well, I guess not somehow. If I picked them, then maybe that makes sense. But I picked the Bucs to win, then saw the line was pick 'em. I think it changed actually to -1. Tampa is -1 now. But I thought that felt more like an upset than my Bills pick. So these are the 2 upsets of the week, somewhat upsets. But I guess maybe you consider Bills an upset because the Jets are home. We really don't know what that offense is all about yet, so they can throw something at the Bills. The Bills' good defense might not even matter because what the Jets throw at them, you don't really have a game plan on them. But then maybe they do. They played Gase's Dolphins for quite a few years here in the AFC East there. So we'll see. And then for the Bucs and the Niners, I think the Bucs will come out. They started off hot last year too. It feels like they start off pretty good every year. And Bruce Arians will have a game plan. It'll be hard to plan against. And I think the offense will be firing off. And then I think the Niners will too, though. I think it's still a close game. But I just think it's just it's just a gut feeling. Something the Buccaneers would pull off here. I do think the Niners are the better team. But I picked the Bucs, and that's why I considered it an upset. So that'll do it for this video. We'll do this every single week. We'll see how many of these I get correct. It is very tough in week 1. That's why I say I'm not putting any money on games in week 1. It's just a rule I had for myself because week 1 every single year has been wild. And people always I can't wait for it to overreact tomorrow probably after the Bears-Packers game, but overreact Monday when everyone thinks their team's going to the Super Bowl because they won one game and when everybody was a little rusty or not ready. So can't wait for that. No, I'm pumped for this week, though. Check out our Patreon. Please subscribe. Turn notifications on. It'll be worth it. We got you covered here at the Goat House. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.